to cover the secure code review. Just a second. So I'm covering this topic, secure code review. I have break this section in two parts. The first one is a bit theoretical part, or we can say the complete theoretical part. So please bear with me, guys. And the second part will be it will be a fun and game challenges, so that we are going to cover the few aspect how to find out the vulnerable code and all. So that's in a second part. So okay. So about me, my name is Anand Kumar Joshi. I have a 5+ years of experience in InfoSec and currently working as a security consultant at OJS, also the chapter leader of OWASP Mumbai. So the agenda, sorry. Just give me a second. So today's agenda of the meeting is the history of code review. What topic we are going to cover today's session. The code, what is code review? The era of secure code review has begun, and the process of the secure code review. Also, what methods or the approach that we follow in secure code review. Advantage of secure code review, and part two is that I already mentioned in the beginning of the session. So let's to the next slide, which is the history of code review. Just a second. So in the 1976, the Michael E. Fagan has created a code review process which helps to do the inspection of code to reduce the error in a design phase. Michael Fagan was the first who has created the code review process in a history. So the Fagan's code review process involves the multiple people and the multiple phase, we can say the participants. This process has entry and exit criteria to start and finish the process. So he is the first who has created this code review concept. Let's take a look at his model. It's very simple that we can understand. It seems that it's completely looks like the SDLC model, which is, I guess, originated in 1960s. Probably this model, I guess it is influenced by the Fagan, and he has creation the process of the code review. So what exactly the code review is? In a company, we heard multiple times, that from developers they did a code review, and after that they reduce the errors from the codes, or they debug something. So this is what exactly the code review. In a layman statement, the code review sometimes is also called as a peer review. Okay, where one or several humans check a programs mainly by viewing or reading the parts of its source code, just to to rectify. And it helps to to increase the application performance. So that's why code review comes in the picture. But that is fine. But what is the gap of code review? I guess there are few developers who have joined this call, so they might know how exactly the code review happened. Can anyone tell, so that we can make this session interactive? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know how exactly it is done, but I have seen it in web series of Silicon Valley. They was doing code review and checking the quality of code. So I have little bit idea of what is.
So was exactly the okay. So what exactly the mean the checking the quality of code?
Yeah.
So they might be writing any use cases let's say, for example, if the developers are using any for loop in the application, definitely it's going to impact on the your application performance, right? So they might be writing such a use cases just to eliminate the errors, or we can say the performance of the applications, which takes which might be a time consuming. So this is the process, the code review. The gap of the code review is, let's say the developer has create his first commit. He has prepared one application, and he just ask his colleague to just review this code. Maybe not his colleague, but sometimes this happens in a MNC as well. So they just ask to the next person who is sitting to the his colleague, and they check each other's code just to identify is there any bugs. But sometimes, but does this really happens in an appropriate way? I guess no. So that is a gap that comes into the pictures. And you can see this meme. Submitter is saying no need to double check this change list. If some problems remain, the reviewer will catch them. Similarly, what reviewer think about the submitter? No need to look at this change list too closely. I'm sure the author knows what he is doing. So this is sort of they are playing the football. So here is a gap in a code review process, and that is the reason the secure code review comes under the picture. Also, if you can see when the secure code review comes under the picture, I guess in 1990s the first concept that comes under the picture, that they need to do the secure code review, because of, I guess, in the last decade the security obsession has involved due to the increased attacks and their damages towards the companies. So companies started thinking about the secure code review. They have to perform secure code review. So the secure code review should be in the part of every organization, and adding security elements to the code review is the most effective measure in preventing the vulnerabilities even before the first commit. So this is the process. It's a complete layman process. After that, in the next slide, we will see what is the full process for the secure code review. First, what we need, the source access of a source code. Okay, so that we can identify the components, what components they are using, any third-party libraries, are they vulnerable to the any well-known attacks. Okay, after that, we can now identify the vulnerabilities of the codes, and then we prepare a report so that we can eliminate the false positive, evaluate the risk, and we can finalize the report. So while the reporting, we also provide the remediation to the developers so that they can fix or apply the appropriate patches towards the code. So this is the simple process of the code review. It looks simple, but it's very complicated when we are doing actually. This is the in detail secure code review process. We can see so every organization currently I can see that there are many organizations who has their in-house cybersecurity team, and they are doing this thing. But other big four companies, they are also doing some this task with the help of vendors. So they are follow few processes to perform the secure code review. Let's say there is an application, if we need to perform the secure code review on it. So we need to follow the phases: the reconnaissance, threat modeling, automation, manual review, confirmation, and POC, and reporting. So these are the phases of this process. So in a reconnaissance, we need to check the application background, what is the business goal of the application, what technology they have used in the application. Also, is there any, let's say if the application is a complex, then what are the test cases or the use scenario of the application? Also, where it is deployed. So these are the few controls that we need to check, we need to take care of it. So once we gather the information about it, then we can identify where exactly the vulnerabilities lies. Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, no, you can keep going. Not a problem.
Yes,
Oh,
Anuj, you
okay.
are audible.
Okay. Similarly, when I say automation and manual review, automation, again, it's there are many tools in the market which use in automation part with the help of CI/CD. So that automation comes, and manual review, the developers or the security code reviewers, we can say the pen testers, they need to manually go through the each and every line of the code to identify the vulnerability. But before that, the person, whoever is the developer or the pen tester, or we can say the reviewer of the code, he should know the background of the security checks. At least he should understand the OWASP top 10 concept. Then he can find out the vulnerabilities in a code. Before going to the code review, the person, like I guess the developer is a key factor in doing the manual code review. So whatever the functionality he has made or the code he has write, he knows what exactly he has write. So he knows the logic behind it. And when we have to find out the business logic goal, vulnerability in the application, so we have to discuss with the developer that what exactly the application doing. He can tell us more about it. We will have the walkthrough session, how to conduct a walkthrough for the secure code review. That will also I will cover in the next session. There are few standards that we are following in a while doing the secure code review. I have mentioned that OAPs. I guess everyone is known to the OAPs. Also the 13, it is computer emergency response team in India. ASVS, application security verification standards. So the OAPs provides the user guide to the follow guidelines for secure code review. And ASVS has provided technical security controls as well as a list of requirements for secure development. And ASVS has total 286 controls and 14 verification topics. ASVS has total 3 levels. The level 1, which include the 131 controls. Level 2, which includes the 132 controls. Level 2 has again 2 subpart, which is OS assistant and HSM, which has total 4 controls, and level 3 has a 19 controls. So like when I said level 1, level 2, level 3, these are the levels which actually we can implement these controls as per the application complexity. So again, SANS 25, which is sysadmin audit network and security, and NIST, I guess everyone is aware of it. So I said approach of the while doing a secure code review, there are two approaches, manual code review and automated code review. As I said, while doing the manual code review, the reviewer has to go to the code line by line and looks for the defects and security flaws. In automated code review, the reviewer use the tools like the checkmarks, Fortify, SonarQube, and Veracode. So these are the tools. SonarQube actually is not a tool which is made for the secure code review. SonarQube has its plugins, the OWASP top 10 plugins, which identify the vulnerability, but not that up to the mark. Checkmarks and Veracode and Fortify, these 3 tools are actually using the trends tools in the market. We can use for this for the automated code review, because like doing this, let's say if you have to perform the security code review scan on like 10,000 or 1 lakh or 20 lakh lines of code. Okay, it is not manually feasible to do all these things. So we need an automated tool. So that's why these tools comes under the picture. I have mentioned the history about this code review. So that time EP Doolan and this Fagans both have studied together, and they have inspected method and proposed the uses of software that keeps database of detected errors and automatically scan programs code for the common errors. So I guess this lead to the the static application security testing and tools. So if someone is using this checkmarks, Fortify, and SonarQube and Veracode, they have their database which or the algorithm so that they can identify the common vulnerabilities of the application. So this is how the automation tools work. I have also attached few references for the secure code review, the 13 guidelines and all. 13 has provided a few guidelines, the language specific, let's say for the Java, C, C++, they have provided the guidelines. With the help of that, we can build a software which is more secure. Also, the benefits of secure code review. So can anyone tell the benefits of secure code review? Hello? Okay. So the secure code review, whoever working in a company, they know what exactly the benefits of it. Even the developer know what is the pain if the vulnerability is fixed before the it goes to the production. It reduces the number of delivery defects found at the later stage in SDLC. That what I'm talking earlier, and decrease the amount of the time developers spend fixing late stage defects, thereby increasing the productivity. It also reduces the number of bugs and security vulnerabilities going into the production, and which improve the collaboration, also the knowledge, so that developer can increase the productivity as well. It also helps to company to improve the ROI by helping make processes faster and more secure and use less resource time. So these are the benefits of secure code review. So next section that I'm going to cover, the complete manual approach, how to find out the bug. Also the complete secure code review approaches, where I can show you the demonstration, the entry point of approach and keyword approach. Also the how authentication that we need to check, authentication, authorization, the session management. So these are the few points that we need to focus while doing the secure code review. Also there will be a fun challenge the next session that we can demonstrate it. So till the time, do you have any question, guys, for this theoretical knowledge? I know it's a complete theoretical session. Hello. Yeah, your voice is a bit low. Yeah.